Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. So today we have a fun little video for you. Some basic web development and web design things. We're going to be doing some cool tips and tricks for HTML5, and we're going to go through them one by one. There is 7 of them. And I'll just give you a couple of quick examples. So, just little tips and tricks that can help you out when you're building a web page using HTML or when you're hacking NASA with HTML. So I have a nice brew dog here. So I'm going to slowly drink this and we're going to go through them one by one, okay? Great, let's get to it. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay guys, so hopefully you subscribe by now and turn on the bell icons. I appreciate it. If you find this video helpful, please leave a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And if you have any follow-up questions or any other ideas or any other HTML5 tips or tricks, please leave them in the comments below. I'd be glad to see them. Alright, so our first one is called spell check. So what I have here is VS Code open with a folder named HTML5. I have one image that we'll be getting to later here that I just got from pexels.com. And then I have an index.html file so that when I run live server, it automatically loads this HTML file. And live server is right here in VS Code. You just search it here, live server, and then you install it, which I already have. So it's helpful. And then we can start off by having an empty file, and we type HTML5 with Emmet, which comes standard on VS Code. And then I'm just going to go ahead and close that so we can see. Just move this over, and as you can see, type in HTML5, it gives us a basic HTML5 boilerplate. I'm going to type HTML5 tips and tricks. Whoops. And then I'm just going to save that. And then I'm going to right click and blank space, and I'm going to, oh, it is running on live server. Let me see. Stop live server is not already running. Good. Now I'm going to come here. Oh, sorry. Open with live server. Sorry. And of course it's opening on my other screen. So let me move it over here. Close that. And as you can see, it just does this. And here's our thing. If I type something in here, hello, save it, and it automatically reloads. So we're not doing any CSS, no Bootstrap, no nothing like that. Let's get started with our first one, which is a HTML5 attribute called spell check. Basically, it just, in terms of an input field, for example, it allows for an automatic, if a word is spelled wrong, it tells you, and then you have an option of correcting it. I'll show you what I mean. So do spell check to true. Close off the input. Let's save it. Save all. And here's our input over on the right. And I'll put dependable. I'll spell it wrong on purpose. And as you can see, it gives you this little red line underneath, and then you can right click it and then select something that's correct, right? And if you didn't have this spell check in there, if you just had your standard input, if I spelled thesaurus, right? It does give you that. But see, it doesn't give you, it gives you some other options, but it doesn't give you the spelling suggestion, okay? So spell check equals true, okay? Save all. And if you do thesaurus, I think, see, and then it gives you thesaurus, the spell check. All right, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's move on to our next one. Kind of similar, kind of related, could be considered the same, is translate. So I'm going to delete this. Okay. Now, basically, it goes like this. I'll do an H6 heading tag, and I'll say ABC tire. Oops. Still getting used to my new keyboard. Tire company. Okay, let's say that's the name of our business, right? Now, if somebody has the ability to translate into a different language through Google or whatever, you may not want this to translate into Vietnamese or French or whatever, because that's the name of your company, right? It's not information that they need to know. So, but you want them to know that that's the name of your company. So what you do is translate to no, so it won't translate. Now I don't have a translation thing on here. You'll just have to trust me. So basically, when someone has a translate, like Google Translate installed on their browser, this text won't translate. It'll just stay in English, so that they so that you don't lose the title of your company. All right, so that's pretty cool. Next one, we're going to need our image for the third one, and this is a loading attribute, and we're going to set it to lazy. So I'm going to start an image, right? I'm going to bring in an image, and remember we have that here in our, we have this image1.jpg. So I'm going to give it a source of img1.jpg, jpg, and let's just put that there for now, and it gives us our image, right? Now what we do is we set loading, loading to lazy. Okay. Now what that does is it adds lazy loading to images, obviously. The loading attribute specifies whether a browser should load an image immediately or to defer loading of off-screen images until, for example, the user scrolls near them. Okay, so lazy loading only to images which are positioned below the fold. So basically, the page loads faster because it's only, see, it's not even, it's not, I'm refreshing the page constantly and it's not even, it's barely even, it's not refreshing. Let's see if it changes if we take this off. Okay. Yeah, not so different. But if you have a bunch of them, let's see. Let's see. See? There we go. So lazy loading, I know there's JavaScript. You can do it, but you can also do it with basic HTML. So it's pretty cool. That's a good one. So that's number 3. Okay. Let's go to our number 4. Bear with me, which is I'm going to delete all these images. That's the only time we needed the image. Is called the hidden attribute. The hidden attribute is a Boolean attribute. So when you type hidden in there as an attribute, it's true. When it's not in there, it's false by default. The hidden when present, it specifies that an element is not yet or is no longer relevant. Okay. Browsers should not display elements that have the hidden attribute specified. Okay. So let's type a paragraph tag. We'll say this is my text. Okay. And then we're going to save that. It should show, of course, if I could spell correctly. Doesn't really matter, just for an example. But if we go ahead and add this hidden attribute to it, then it disappears, even though the text is still technically there. So, you can create that dynamically through JavaScript, or you can just manually assign it through HTML, or you can use JavaScript to change the HTML attribute by set attribute in JavaScript. All right, cool. We're moving right along here. So for number 5, hopefully you're still with me and not falling asleep. This one's a pretty cool one. I definitely enjoy this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in. This is a base tag. So in this case, I'm just going to come up here and put it in my head. So I have a base tag. As you can see, I got it from here. But let's do Twitter. Okay, twitter.com. Okay, so target blank, that's fine. That just means it opens a new tab. So we set our base URL. Okay, now when we create a link through an anchor tag, of course, let's say Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk is funnier. Right? All we have to do, instead of typing out twitter.com/Elon Musk, we just do /Elon. Am I spelling that right? Elon Musk. I think that's how you spell his name. All right, let's see what that gets us. So as you can see, it's there. And when you click that, it opens his Twitter, right? So you notice we're setting the base URL here, and we're setting a target blank, and whatever else, rel no opener. You could do rel equals no, it's opener, whatever. You could do all that. So you set your base anchor tag, and then down here you just have to add the extension, right? You could also do so we could also add another anchor tag. Let's say Bill Gates. And then again, you just have to add this in. I think it's /Bill Gates, which makes sense. Okay, and then and then you have this again, and it takes you to Bill Gates's profile. So pretty cool. That's a good one. That's useful. You can set your base URL and then just add on the extension for each thing. I don't have a Twitter, but if you guys want me to get one, I will. So pretty cool. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete our base URL. Okay. So number 6, we have auto refresh web page. This one I haven't used that often, but it definitely comes in handy. So basically, it's a meta tag, http-equiv, and then you set it to refresh, and then you set a number attribute. So the http-equiv attribute provides an HTTP header for the information/value of the content attribute. Also, the http-equiv attribute can be used to simulate an HTTP response header. Okay, so basically, you just come in here. I'll put it below this meta tag. Okay, and then inside the meta tag we do HTTP. As you can see, it's already there. We set it to refresh, and then we'll say content. We'll say 30, I guess. And then down here you can do in H1. We'll say my website, and we'll say p tag some text, and let's see what that gives us. And there you go. So basically, it just refreshes the page based on that. It's supported throughout most browsers, but basically you set a content security policy, whatever you need to. So pretty cool. the refresh defines a time interval for the document to refresh itself. Right? So it basically refreshes, and this 30 is actually 30 milliseconds. So it's refreshing, you just can't see it. If I change this, delete it, and save, it refreshes, and all that. Cool. Alright, let's go to our 7th one, our last one. So I'm going to delete this last little bit here. Okay, I'm going to delete this last one, this meta tag here. So let's go to number 7. And let's do a paragraph tag, and I'll say this is the editable content, not that kind of edible, but editable. And we're gonna set this content editable to true, which it's false by default, but we're gonna set it to true. And then you can come in here and you can edit it. You can set it so it can be edited. So pretty self-explanatory, but it does come in handy. You know, in certain cases, if you want people to play around with it or whatever. The important thing is you know it's there, and you know you have it at your disposal if you need it. Listen, guys, that's all I got for you. I hope you got something out of this video, and if you did, please leave a like. Please hit the thumbs up button, and also consider subscribing, as I come out with videos pretty much every week, and I enjoy doing this. And so please let me know in the comments down below if you think this video was good or it sucked, or if you have any additional cool HTML tips and tricks. Please leave them in the comments below so that we can share them, and I'll be sure to highlight them as well. You'll also find my GitHub link down below, where I have plenty of Firebase and React tutorials, as well as Node and other JavaScript and some PHP stuff there. Also, on the rest of this channel, I have plenty of React videos, Firebase, Node, etc. And if you guys want to see anything else, please let me know in the comments below. I would be glad to hear from you. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and please take care. See ya.